different. Why? I've changed my consciousness. I've changed my ontology. Now I'm thinking that I am something different from this body. And this body is simply a vehicle, like a car, and I can get in or out of it. Or like Krishna mentions here, a set of garments. The body is like a garment. You put one on, and it doesn't fit right, take it off, put another one on. Actually, it's much more comfortable to just go without a body. And we can do that too. That's part of our spiritual training. But that's coming in the future. First, we have to understand who we are before we get those abilities back. Otherwise, we'll think, well, I'm this body. I can't go anywhere. I can't experience anything other than what this body can experience. I'm stuck here. No, you're not. No, you're not. Because the soul naturally has all mystic powers. So as soon as we realize that we're the soul, then all these natural mystical abilities become ours permanently. There's no need to go through exhausting yoga or perform lots of magical rituals or do all kinds of difficult austerities and so on to become a mystic yogi. The mystic powers are automatically ours as soon as we understand that we are a spiritual living entity. It's very simple. So, what do we have to do to get there? First of all, we have to stop believing the old story, the one that everybody told us, our parents, our friends, the people at school, the people in the newspaper, the folks on TV. They're all giving us a phony story. Why? Because they want to exploit us in different ways. You see? Their aspiration colors their communication. Okay? I want you to buy my soap. So I want you to think that you're a material body and that the only way you can enjoy is if this material body is clean, and therefore you have to buy my soap or my deodorant or my shaving cream or what have you. You see? Similarly, people in industry, people in the government, people even in the religious field want us to believe that we're the body. Why? Because the body has problems. The body is imperfect. And if we think we're the body, then we think we have problems and we're imperfect and we can be sold things to help that. But there really is no problem because we're already a spirit soul and we're already perfect. We just have to realize it. So how do we realize it? Well, first of all, we have to understand this philosophy. Then we have to change our ontology. That will change our point of view, change our consciousness, and we'll begin to experience things differently. Then we can talk about performing spiritual activities and getting the real result. Okay, so there's one more verse I'd like to look at today, and that's 224. This individual soul is unbreakable and insoluble, and can be neither burned nor dried. He is everlasting, all-pervading, unchangeable, immovable, and eternally the same. So here's our four elements again. Unbreakable, can't be affected by earth. Insoluble, can't be affected by water. And can be neither burned, that's fire, nor dried, by air. So these four material elements, earth, water, fire, and air, have no effect on the soul. He is everlasting, that means eternal. All-pervading, that means you can go anywhere. You can be anywhere. Unchangeable means you're the same identity, the same individual person, eternally. And that identity is different from this material identity. He's immovable. That means if you don't want to be affected by something, you don't have to be, because this body is material and the soul is spiritual. So it's a whole different form of existence. Now, to add some interactivity to our discussions, and also to build our community through a nice dialogue. I'd like to encourage you to leave a comment or discuss the topics that we are looking into in this podcast on our forum. And you can get to that forum on our website, esotericteaching, all one word, .org/forum. And there's also a link on the home page, or actually every page of that site. So if you go to esotericteaching.org, come to the forum, register, and leave a comment. And here's some suggested topics. If the soul is immortal and indestructible, then why do we have religious and moral codes that prohibit killing? Here's another one for you. How do we tell the difference between qualities of the material body and mind and qualities of the soul? And now, here's a personal question. Have you ever had a spiritual experience? Well, tell us about it. And finally, if the soul is completely different from the material body, then what spiritual value is there in practices like Hatha Yoga exercises, and Qigong, and things like that? So we appreciate your comments, and we'd like to spark a nice discussion. So please visit our forum or leave a comment on the blog site. That's yourperfectbody, all one word, .blogspot.com. This is David Hughes, hoping you've enjoyed this installment of Your Perfect Body, our podcast from the Esoteric Teaching. Please join us again and benefit from these spiritual teachings that help you attain your real perfect body. And don't forget to visit us on the web at esotericteaching.org.